election fraud. You've heard the term. We'll end it, hopefully. This country is so sick because of the election, the fake elections and the bad elections, and we're going to straighten it out one way or the other.
U.S. President Donald Trump signed an expansive executive order Tuesday that seeks to overhaul U.S. election procedures, including a new requirement for voters to provide proof of citizenship when registering for federal elections. The order also mandates that all ballots must be received by Election Day. The executive action claims that the U.S. has failed to enforce basic and necessary election protections and calls on states to collaborate with federal agencies to share voter lists and prosecute election-related crimes. States that do not comply may face the loss of federal funding. Republican state lawmakers have long sought to require such documents for voter registration, but a major hurdle has been a Supreme Court ruling mandating that states accept, at least for federal elections, the generic voter registration form offered by the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, which currently does not require documents proving citizenship. Trump's order directs the EAC to add the requirement and to withhold election funding from states that don't enforce the requirement for voters who use the federal form to register. The EAC is currently made up of 2 Democratic and 2 Republican appointees. Trump's order comes after years of criticizing U.S. election systems. He frequently alleged, without evidence, that elections were rigged, particularly during the 2020 election in which he lost to Democrat Joe Biden. These claims were repeatedly debunked, and his legal efforts to overturn the election failed in court.
We have an executive order for your attention on the very important subject of election integrity. We believe that this executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the Republic to secure our elections. Among numerous other aspects of this executive order, this is going to cut down on illegal immigrants on the voter rolls, ensure that the Department of Homeland Security and the data that they have available is being fully weaponized to ensure that illegal immigrants aren't voting. This will include a citizenship question on the federal voting form for the first time. This executive order instructs the EAC to cut federal funding to states that don't take reasonable steps to secure their election. This calls on the Department of Justice to vigorously prosecute election crimes, particularly in states that we don't believe are in compliance with federal law around election integrity. I could go on and on for a while, sir, but compliance with National Election Day rules, cracking down and investigating and prosecuting foreign interference in our elections, revoking President Biden's Executive Order 14019, which essentially weaponized government to corrupt and pollute our election process. There's a lot in here, but we believe that these are very important steps that we need to be taking as an administration at your direction to ensure that our elections are as secure as they possibly can be.
Okay, you all understand that? Yes. Election fraud. You've heard the term. We'll end it, hopefully. At least this will go a long way toward ending it. There are other steps that we will be taking in the coming weeks, and we think we'll be able to end up getting fair elections. Perhaps some people think I shouldn't be complaining because we won in a landslide, but we got to straighten out our election. This country is so sick because of the election, the fake elections and the bad elections, and we're going to straighten it out one way or the other. And it's an honor to sign this one. To sign all of them, but to sign this one is a great honor.